Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the day of the video diary. How's it going today? Today it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday, it is. Middle of the week. And how's it going? Today, slept quite well last night. Although Laura woke up at like 4 from nightmares and woke me up. So I was up for a little bit in the middle of the morning. But then got up normal time, got ready, headed on into work, all that kind of good stuff. Today at work I was coming to the end of JSF things. I'll definitely finish it tomorrow. I'm literally on like the last stuff now, which is good. But otherwise it was a kind of a dull day. Oh, newsflash on my phone. It works fine, from what I can tell. I haven't tried the headphone jack, but it seems to work fine. The only thing is, when I turned it on this morning, all of my widgets had gone, and all of my settings had changed. So my ringtone was different. My notification noise was different. I was signed out of a couple of my apps. So, God knows really. Just don't know what happened. But it seems, touch wood, to be fine. So that's good. Otherwise though, yeah, that's about it. Work at lunchtime, I was kind of like partially talking to my mate for half of it, and then in the other half I was trying to figure out, I'm moving on now onto the next portion of my project, and what I'm doing at the moment is basically translating it from one thing to another thing, but I'm now stepping outside of the architecture into the architecture world of it, you know. At the moment it runs on the command line on one computer, but at some point I want it to run on the cloud as microservices. So the question is, do I attempt to do that now? Do I attempt to start turning it into microservices now, or do I wait? Like, do I start, like, I built it so that it would in theory be possible to just move something away and then make it a web API. Fine. But do I want that now instead of later, since I'm doing it, since I'm kind of refactoring all of this anyway? And if I do, how do I go about doing it? Because do I have a web API for each thing? I'm going to guess I'm going to have to, right? Surely, in which case then how do I know where to point my web API at? How do I even split out all of these projects? Does each project have to be its own a web API? Would it then make sense to have each project have a web API front end and then like a back end? Or do I just not understand this structure properly? And this like fried my brain for lunch, and then camera battery died there, and then as I was going to go get it, Laura came home and we started cooking dinner. So what has been going on, because we're time jumping, we cooked dinner and then we watched, well no, we're on the laptops. I've been working away reading blog posts and things. I also caught up on a bit of admin stuff that I'd been forgetting to do on YouTube and the like, and I was doing something else as well. Oh, I was just going through thousands of, I was looking into Docker as a way of doing things and stuff, and trying to figure out how you should structure projects and things in Visual Studio. Nightmarish stuff. Heading to bed based on what I've done today. I feel like I don't want to stay up and do work. I'm going to do it tomorrow instead. So tomorrow I'm just going to launch into it. Basically what I've decided to do is I've decided to carry on, because it's silly architecting the future now. Like, it's designed in a way that I can just pull away a component and rewrite it, or like just change, like I can pull this component out into its own solution, like copy the project into there, give it a web front end, and it'll work. And like, as long as I just hook it up, all I need to do is mess around with this little bit in the middle. But yeah, I was looking into ways basically of separating out, because like, for example, the section of my system that communicates via the command line doesn't make sense to be its own project, because it's just interfacing with something else. However, parts that do things like interact with source control systems, that could be quite big. It could be a lot bigger than just a project. It could become a solution, in which case it would be its own thing. And then I think I'm getting confused in the sense that, like, at that point then, do I have to deploy? I'm thinking like I only have to deploy solutions. Like, solutions are the things that you deploy, not projects. But it's actually the way around. You deploy projects. Solutions have nothing to do with anything. They're just like a structural thing to make development easier. I was basically looking into, should I make the build project, should I make it a solution and make it basically a build server, and then you deploy a build server? But then I'm also getting stuck in the world of statically managing things, because I'm imagining then that I've built a build server where really I'm letting the system decide how many build servers it requires and then populating them itself. So in short, it's something I need to research and look into. It's not something I'm going to look into at the moment. The plan of attack, the roadmap for this, is to get the system fully functional and working again by the end of the year, which I'm not giving myself much time now, I know, but basically I want it to be able to, so I could sell it to someone at the end of the year. I'm not going to, but I could. And then I'm going to look into extending it, so I'm going to make it start interacting with different source control systems and all of that kind of stuff, and I'm going to investigate moving it into the cloud and all that kind of stuff. So these are all the things that I'm going to be working on over the next period of time. It's something to consider. It's not something I fully understand now. It's something I need to do more research into. Need to get more experience of before I start tackling it. So that's my plan. That's what I've decided. That's all for today, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow, hopefully we get a lot more programming done. I should finish off JSF and can move on to web services. Yay! Which I've heard is a bit of a nightmare. I've caught up with someone else now. So he's been on it for a while, which isn't a good sign. But yeah, there's that. Otherwise, tomorrow we have an outing after work because we have to sort out the car ready for Friday, and I need to pick up a suitcase from town. So we've got things to do. But yeah, otherwise, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to go brush my teeth, go to bed, and try and get some sleep. Hopefully I don't get woken up at silly times. Hopefully. But yeah, don't feel tired, but I don't feel productive. So I feel the most productive thing to do is to sleep and not be tired tomorrow. That's my plan. Just gotta hope that my body clock doesn't get used to going to bed at 11. So, catch you later.